Tell me whatever
goal
you want to talk about.
man, is to stutter on Jimmy Fallon. That is
Well, my show's
goal,
not good
man.
enough for
No,
you.
no, no.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck that. Chris, scratch out all this shit. Fuck his EP. My show's not good. Get out of here.
Bro. Okay, so me and Stefan are gonna go up to Jimmy Fallon. Tell him, fuck you, Jimmy Fallon.
And I'll let you stutter. And I'm just like, fuck you, Jimmy Fallon. Fuck you, man. Tell me when you're ready, man.
Hey, whenever you want, let's just go. All right.
And that's it. It started.
I started.
It
Okay,
started.
yo.
That's the intro. We don't do.
I love
yes,
that. I love
and welcome to the show. No, we start off always by saying thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I know you're busy doing a lot of shit. You're with school, writing music,
Sure.
trying to organize shows, finalizing EPs or
Sure,
whatever
sure,
it is,
sure.
and all this stuff we're gonna be talking about.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, it's a pleasure, especially Kyle. He's becoming more and more like someone I want to work with, get along with. And when he said your name, I said, okay, let's take a listen. Dude,
Yes, sir.
listen to it and I loved it.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, I know it's season 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm very flattered to be season 2. Just, to get, like, now I'll be able to say that I've been, like, one of the first ones, so I'm excited. So
Exactly.
cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Man.
It's like on the Instagram handle I saw.
Yeah, 100%.
You'll know me in the future, something like that. Dude, and this is what's cool is there's all these great new artists here in the city that sometimes we don't really hear much about at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And then you kind of work with guys like Kyle and they start helping build up
Sure.
the name and all that stuff. But I always like listening to those people before things happen and like see where they are today, what's going on, what's happening, and you're kind of part of the journey with these guys. So I really appreciate you coming on, and we're going to talk
so
about
much,
how this all started, man.
Thank you so much. Well, how this all started? Well, Chrbl, by the way. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Chrbl. Well, who Chrbl is, bro? Chrbl is this kid in Lebanon that was waiting for the bus one day. And man, I can remember this like very vividly, that one day it just like dawned on me. I was like, damn, one day I'm going to die and no one's going to remember me. Like, I'm just going to die and that's it, And then I was like, damn, so how can I leave my mark on the world? So, like, 30 years from now, 100 years from now, people at their dining room tables are, like, talking about something that I did or something that I left behind, right? And I just kept that thought, and that thought just stayed there with me,
Yeah.
And it was really, I guess, a year later, so we're talking like 2017.
Okay.
I had moved to high school. I had new high school, right? And there was this stuff with like girls and all that blah blah.
Yeah.
Like that's how it starts. You're like just.
It always starts
getting
that way.
started. It's always a girl. It's always a girl.
It's always a girl thing. Anybody can say whatever story they want. It always starts off with something simple, like you found someone hot or you want to do
100%.
something and the total crush or whatever the story is.
And like that's always the thing where it's like you like this girl and like she likes you back and you don't notice it till you're sleeping one night and like you wake up, bro. I swear I woke up in the middle and I was like, what the fuck? That was a sign.
I like this girl. I like that.
It was like she was giving me a sign. What? And then that night I woke up middle of the night and I grabbed a pen and paper and like wrote a song called Blind. And was like, oh, I was so blind to see your hand and give you mine, right? And
wow.
basically,
so
right?
Yeah, how old were you?
I don't know, like 2017 was that. I'm born in 2002. I don't know. You do the math.
15?
Okay, something like that, yeah.
Jesus. At 15, I definitely wasn't waking up and deciding to write a song. I was doing something else if I woke up.
Oh, God. So that, right? So that happened. And then just like bit by bit, I was like just writing and then humming songs. And then I like learned how to sing my songs.
Yeah.
Like then I realized that I couldn't bring my songs to life without music. So I learned how to play the guitar bit by bit, just like took maybe 2 classes, then like procrastinated, then learned alone on my own, and then my songs, like the more I had problems, the more I had music, and that was really my thing, especially I feel like as like men, especially in like the Middle East, by the way, just for context, born in Montreal, raised in Lebanon, back here 3 years ago. Well, I guess we'll get back to that. And yeah, so basically there's this like part of yourself that like it's only you in your room that you don't show to the public, right? And that's what it was for me, man. Like songwriting was like my biggest secret. Like sometimes I would go to friends and go like, man, you can't tell this to anyone, but like I gotta tell you this. Like I'm writing music, you know, because to me I was like, yo, that shit is so like it's so not manly, you know, like whatever. I don't know what, you know. And
it's the concept or the image that is placed in your mind, like showing some sort of emotion is like
100%.
You're like not guy enough. You're not man enough. It's weird, dude. It's 100%. Like this. But then you get older and you're like, what a fucking stupid idea. Like, you know how to a certain extent, I get it. It helps build a certain character. 100%. But then to a certain extent also, it's kind of like, dude, like chill the fuck out. Like it's cool if you're a bit, if you're emotional about something.
If you have some emotion.
If something's making you happy, like, it could be happy. I have to be a dick all the time.
You know, because guys, like when someone says them, oh, you're like somewhat somewhat emotional. Yeah, they take it like, oh, an insult. I'm not emotional. Don't like,
yeah, dude, it's a pure beef.
I'm telling you. No, but so how it happened to me is that like all my boys around me and like people around me, like I would see that like we all had the same problems, man. You like we hide it sometimes, but we all have the same problems. And then I was like, if my songs are helping me with my problems, then
maybe it's helping someone else.
Like we have the same problems, then my song might help you with your problem, you know? So, and then that went back to the day at the bus where I was like, oh, that's how I could leave my mark on the world. Like, because if I could help people make some people's world better, you know?
But what happened that day? There had to have been something.
I have no idea.
Dude, you just walk in the street and poof, like I'm thinking about my legacy in my life. Like at fucking 11.
I was telling you, I was maybe 14, something like
whatever
that.
it was. Dude, sorry, whatever the year was. I'm like, who gets this epiphany at like fucking whatever, such a young age? Like, did something happen? Like, I don't know, this red light really got to you?
I mean, it's probably waking up at 6 a.m. for the bus to go to school. That just like, I was like, goddamn, my life, bro.
No. You're contemplating, why am I living this life? This is not good. 6 a.m. at 11.
I don't know. But like, yeah, basically that's how it got with music. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then I told it to more people. You know, some people at first, like guys especially, made, like not made, like, you know how guys tease each other, you know? Yeah, exactly. Chops, exactly. 100%. You
just break balls. It's like, 100%. It's something that we just do.
No. And
the moment a guy shows up in the group and does something a bit different, you're like, pfft. Bro, what the fuck? No, but you want to support him. That's the weird part. You support him, but you rip him at the same time.
You have to. You have to. I feel like that's your duty as
that's
a boy,
how you know you're close friends, actually. No, you have to rip each other just a bit.
You know, but like now with everything that happened, you know, like I feel like when they see that with all this, like, you know, like roasting and all that, you still haven't given up, right?
Yeah.
They come to, like, one friend came to me and, like, man, he was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, in high school, like, we were, like, busting your balls. Sorry.
Hey, you can say whatever you want.
You know, like,
you don't have to worry about this show.
And now, like, damn, you're, like, on stage doing shows and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, yo, shit, you know? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. It's this weird thing with your boys
100%.
That,
you know,
they're going to break your balls, dude, so bad about it. And then they're gonna send jokes your way, like, 100%. And then they rip into you. But they're always there at the shows. They all, like, all my boys, like, everybody would show up to each other's shows or whatever it is. Or then we started a band anyways, like in the boys anyways. Okay. But it was just this idea that now even, like, you could call these guys for anything and they still always help. Like, they're always gonna be the best guys in the world to help you. But minimum, like, at least 2 weeks of getting destroyed by them. You got minimum.
You know, it's crazy.
Any new idea?
It's like, in front of my boys, we're like, oh man, fuck you, I fucking hate this guy, whatever. And then he leaves the room. Man, I fucking love this guy, bro. He's so nice. You know,
the best, dude. He's like my brother. He's my brother.
You will never show it to him.
But okay, so you're with you know these guys now. You decided you were gonna walk into music.
Yes.
And something called you in a sense, like to say, okay, this is something. There's something about this channel that's really connecting with you. But I mean, to start writing lyrics, that's usually not the first approach. A lot of times it's guitar. Like they'll associate themselves to an instrument, and then through that, you know, a lot of singer-songwriters. But I don't hear many stories where it starts off right away with the lyrics. So what was it about words that hit you more than music?
Man, I don't know what it. You know, it's like I tried so many things in my life, right? I tried everything from like I don't know, man, from soccer or to like football, blah blah, like drums, guitar, even I don't know what, like so many things, and I was never consistent with anything, right? Nothing, right? I don't know. I would like start stuff and stop them. I didn't have this thing, and it was like I don't know what it was. I feel like words do something to me, like to me it's like the way you like phrase a sentence and all that, and I think that comes from my love of wrestling as a child. Like
please,
man,
dude,
bro,
I loved wrestling,
bro. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, like
sure, how did wrestling and
bro,
lyrics this
okay.
one now you threw me off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell you this. So in Lebanon we speak the like 3 languages, right?
Yeah.
French, English, and Arabic, but I'm convinced that I learned English from John Cena, bro. I'm not even kidding, bro. Watching this man on TV, that's why I know how to speak English. I'm sure of it, bro.
I don't doubt it at all. Because when you're in love with something, you're like, even if you don't understand the language, you start learning the language because you want to be part of it.
I'm telling you.
Dude, I have all these friends like that, my girlfriend's friends, that they all mainly spoke French, but they all know all these English hip hop songs and everything because they grew up just watching it. And for them, this was like, they wanted to learn the English enough to understand what the song is saying, you know?
Like my love for Murs, I think, came here. Then like around middle school, I wanted to be Pitbull. I think I wanted to be him so much that I got the hairstyle, like it's crazy. Like my genre of music now, the way I do it has nothing to do with it, man. Nothing at all.
I was literally about to say, do I have the right artist on?
That's what I'm telling. Like, man,
Yo, Kyle, who the fuck did you send? It's not the guy that I'm watching.
Oh my god! And Kyle hates that about me, bro. Bro. He's like, okay, so who are we gonna tell people that you looked up to? And I say, yeah, bro, Pitbull. I'm like, bro, stop saying that, bro.
No, it's so, but it's crazy because it's funny how growing up you have no clue where it's gonna go. Dude, like I think of the things that I listen to or whatever. I still like a lot of it, but then some other stuff like opened up a whole new genre of music. But starting off like Pitbull, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing you, and it's this like folkiness.
It's like Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's like Bob Dylan. I'm like, that's why I'm like, what a fucking contrast. So you have to explain how that led from this idea of wanting to be Pitbull to this fucking great voice with harmonica, dude, acoustic guitars, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Man, I don't know. To me, I think that you learn something from everything in life. Like whoever you meet, you learn like something you could do or something not to do, right? You are going to learn something. I think that everything you do happens for a reason, right? And I think that came in, that all these little things that I like from wrestling, like I'm telling you, from wrestling, bro, like the music, like theme song, bro, singing theme songs of like wrestlers, I'm telling you, from that, right? I'm telling you, to like Pitbull, to like rap, to everything, and you take some elements of everything, and then it makes you, right? Because like that's what makes you. Like first you learn from your parents, let's say, but then you have like all the like stuff around you, and I feel like it was just like these like blocks, the building blocks that took me to where I am today, and I'm still changing. I'm like, I know I'm still changing.
You're 21. You can't already be.
No,
like,
I'm not
there. Look, but it's the whole point. But that's kind of the fun part, is that you're recognizing that it is a change. Because if I think back to myself, even when I was 21 playing music, I was very like, this is specific. Like I felt like it had to be here. And I feel like that was a bit of a downfall on some of the decisions I made, because I was very closed on all the possible options. Had maybe just even the concept of more collaborations with other types of artists, or who knows where it could have kind of led in a sense of a music career or whatever it is. But that's why if you already have that mindset when you're 21, and you know that this is a process, and that you've changed from 15 to 21. Huge. And then you're like, holy fuck, I wonder what it's going to be like when I'm 25 or when I'm 30 or whatever it is.
100%.
That's kind of the fun part. You're actually looking forward to the change versus, oh man, I'm going to be 25. Oh man, I'm going to be 30.
That took me a minute to get that, right?
For sure.
No, because like at first I was super like stubborn, and I had this like thing like, oh, this is how it's going to be, right? And this is who and like I just know, I see it, whatever. Like I do believe that to be in this business, you need the delusion of knowing that it's going to happen. Because I could sit here and I'm going to go like, oh, you know what? I'm going to win a Grammy one day. You're going to look at me, you're going to go, oh, yeah, okay, sure, buddy. But like
maybe.
Yeah, right, maybe. But like the thing is like, you need to wake up every morning with a purpose that like, I want to reach as many people as I can, play in front of as many people as I can, to like bring my music to them, because I believe that like someone will relate to it, someone will enjoy it, right? You need this delusion, I feel, to wake up in the morning and just work towards it, right? A reason to wake up. You know?
If you don't believe in your own dream,
Who's gonna believe in you?
who the fuck is gonna believe in you?
100%.
Like,
100%.
like you have to believe that it's gonna happen. It's
yeah.
your dream.
Exactly.
It's like, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
You know, it's your dream and you're not believing in it. 100%. So how could you expect someone else to? So does it seem crazy? But I'm sure, you know, I always like, this is kind of one of the main reasons why I wanted to do the show, is this idea that people don't stop and realize, like, one, how far they've come, but also like where they're going to be and all the things that they say today. And like, I wonder if, you know, like in a few years, you watch it and like, holy shit, I was going to win a Grammy. And all of a sudden we see you on TV. Dude, you never know, right?
Like that clip would like resurface.
Yeah, like that clip, like, isn't that an amazing moment that you had someone that was fucking gun-ho about like what their dream is and you caught it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, it's when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, isn't that the minimum requirement?
100%.
Believe in your own dream.
You know what drove me to doing this was a quote from Bob Dylan, because I see that you have a quote over there about, but like, it's like Bob Dylan said, to be a singer, you just need the balls to do it, or like, you just need the balls to do it, something like that, like something. But you just, and then I was like, you know what, like, let's do it, you know. And what I love the most about Bob Dylan, I don't think he has a nice voice, but he makes it work.
He's a terrible.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
but it's so good.
It's so exactly.
You know? That's what I was gonna say, is that I've noticed that some of my favorite singers, or just people that I enjoy most, is the ones that kind of, there's so much emotion in it that the tonality isn't the focus.
They have the balls to do
They
it.
have a character. So there's something with the song on how they're singing it, just the phrasing of it, or certain words, the way they kind of stick together. And they just know how to put something together that 100%. Is just connecting with people. The tune or the mode of the voice, it doesn't fucking matter. And it says Bob Dylan's voices, to me, is terrible. But I love Bob Dylan. Exactly, like, you know, so clearly there's so many other qualities that are so good
100%.
That it outshines his voice.
100%.
So that's why it's like, when you look at that, you know, all these things, you're recognizing this. So what were some of the first things that you had recognized that you said, okay, I'm shifting here, like things are changing?
Well, I'm going to say, I always liked so many genres of music, right? But there was this one moment, I was maybe in like grade 9, something like that, right? Or like, I would say, what is that, like 13? Around that time, something right? Something like that, around that time, right? And I was playing Rag and Bone Man Human, okay? That, which was back then blasting on every radio station, whatever. My uncle, my mom's brother, came in. He was like, again, had a band when he was a kid, but like, it was like super short, whatever. He's the only person my family who like had anything to like close to arts, right? Didn't like play it for real, but he just like liked music, right? And then he was like, what are you listening to? Let me show you some real music, blah blah blah. And then he sat me down and I listened to all like the classics, like Queen, Metallica, Pink Floyd, all that, right? So all this like classic rock stuff, and I just opened my mind to music. And I was like, to me, music before was just like, sure, it was on like standby in my life, was like this constant in my life, because again, like I like wouldn't finish like anything. I would start and not finish anything, right? And man, I was like, wow, music is so much bigger than like, no offense to Rag and Bone Man, but like Rag and Bone Man's a human, right? It's like so much bigger, right? And damn, man, I was like, and it opened to me, and like I had this like whole phase where I was like a whole like full metalhead or like rock head or whatever, and I had like long hair and stuff like that. And then it just really and all this like from again like the theme songs in WWE to Pitbull to Flo Rida to the rap and rock, and then Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran. Okay, so he had a huge influence on me, you know, like the guitar and singing and all that. It's when I saw that it was like this dude that it was doing this on his own, and then like it was like I kind of saw the connection between like there's this like whole legacy of people like from Bob Dylan to Ed Sheeran to all these people that are doing that, you know what I'm saying, that are just their guitar and them, and there's so much emotion to it, and there's so much, it's so stripped down, and there's so much like it's raw, it's real, and that's how I would describe my music. It's real. That's all it is, you know, nothing more to it.
So no, man, and what you're saying, it makes sense. Like you're recognizing that whole thing, and you kind of go through all of this, and you're like, I just want to make it as real as possible through the speakers.
Yeah.
So when you do that, like there's so many ways you could do it, but again, you decided to go more on the folky side.
I mean,
why? What was it about that folk style that kind of made you feel like this was raw and real?
I feel for me, it's because like that's what I knew how to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really believe that like we all have a like purpose, or like we all have our thing. Because I would have loved being a rapper, right? Like I was a huge fan of like Kodak Black or like whatever. Like I would have loved being that, but like it's what I know how to do, right? It's like just like that was my way of expressing myself, because it wasn't something I was like, oh, I want to be a folk musician. No, it really like came to me because problems come to you and life comes at you, and that was my way to come back at life, and that's how it happened. And you know, like just like I seized it, like that's what I was dealt, and I just seized it. I'm good at it. I know how to do this. Yeah, that's, you know, like I just went with it. And the thing is that I did it so much because again, like more problems, more songs, more problems, right? And I like did it so much that I had this like filter in my head where to me right now I'm like writing 24/7. I feel like whatever I see, whatever I hear, like anything that my five senses, is it five senses? Yeah. My five senses, my five senses can like feel. It would go through a filter and go like, can I turn this to a song or not? Or can I turn this to a lyric? And that's how it became, right? And honestly, like music wise, that's how it is today. I just like create these ideas in my head. I like write them down, yes, but forget about them, because something Paul McCartney said: if it's a good idea, you're gonna remember it. Yeah. And I believe that, because when I sit down, I had my guitar. So to me, there's like two ways of doing it. It's either like, sure, you have like the words, and then you would have the guitar to and all that. But so many times I like to just play the guitar. And then, I guess as someone who like plays an instrument, you might get it. It's like the guitar tells me what to say. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes you just don't know, man. It goes there
exactly,
and for some reason, and you know it's good. And I completely understand this feeling, because if you've ever written a song, you know that at a certain point it doesn't have any rhyme or reason, it just went there.
Exactly.
And so you kind of like, and then you just kind of know that this was the note I wanted to go to. There wasn't, I'm thinking theoretically and I'm 100%. Thinking of the riff. You're just kind of like, my fingers went there, my head went there, and it all connected, and that's when you're like, okay, this is good, record. Just record whatever it is that's happening, because like something just turned on. And if you can somehow capture that moment, and like you said, like you don't need to use it right away, but just capture that.
100%.
Where's this gonna go?
100%. You know, I get a lot of shit for being a like not classically trained musician, or like a like, if you want to call it a bedroom musician. Okay. And not like actually classically trained. And I feel like I like it more being bedroom, because like you start to get like your own theory, if that makes sense. And it's like, sure, you need to like know the basics, like like chords and names of chords and all that, but it's just like you're less in a box, because you would dare to go something that's wrong. You would dare playing something that's wrong, whereas someone that's like has like pure theoretical background, and because I've worked with people with like pure theoretical background, I'm like, oh, why don't we try this? And go like, no, that's wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? Just try it. Try it. If it doesn't sound good to you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like creating your own boxes. Sometimes 100%. Too much information. 100%.
I agree. But yeah, basically, that's my process, I guess. It just happens because, again, like, it came to me. Like, I'm telling you, like, my whole life, I would have loved being like a rapper or like something, you know, like something like that, right? Because I recently started seeing what I see as being cool. A lot of my life, I didn't think it was cool. I didn't like my music.
Is it 16 years old gonna say? Like, if you like Bob Dylan, I like Bob Dylan, but I didn't go to school 100%. And write in my agenda Bob Dylan. Like fucking 9 Inch Nails, you know what I mean? I love 9 Inch Nails. I love Rage Against the Machine, but I'm at home. I'm still ripping some Bob Dylan.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I can't tell anybody this shit.
Exactly, man. Imagine, like sure Bob, like, yeah, like sure there's Bob Dylan, but fucking hell. Bob Dylan, but back then I had Sheeran, like
Yeah.
Sheeran, bro, like, man, you know how bad that is to go to your boy and go like, man, this new Ed Sheeran song, bro, is fire. Like, I cannot go and say that. Like,
you're kind of like it's not that bad, right? Did you ever hear that Ed Sheeran? Oh shit. No. What happened? It just stopped.
Yeah, that's probably too much stuttering for it. Full.
Let's go back on here.
That's all good.
Dude, I don't know why the fuck that just
I don't know.
There we go.
All right, okay, we're back. We're back. Okay.
So, I don't know where it stopped. We're gonna take it from there, man.
It's all good. Wherever you are. Yeah. So, but basically, right. So that filter in my head, I was telling you. So like, I'm like 24/7 writing music, and that's just how it is. And it's just like recently, I found out that what I do is cool, and it's really a lot of songs that I really like now, didn't like before, right?
Yeah.
But because the crowd would like sing, bro. One time, like, okay, let me just like go back to how it happened. So, yes, I do work with Kyle and On Roll Records now. Shout out On Roll Records. But what I like about it the most is that I didn't do it like through social media. I did it the old-fashioned way. I did it like cleaning the aquariums and stuff like that. You know, like. Yeah. I'll get to the story.
Cleaning the aquariums. How big is this fucking? What the fuck is going on over there, Kyle?
No, so basically, right? I'm a marketing student, and usually all the people that are like don't live here usually, right? They would go back for the summer for school, and I was like, might as well take summer school. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take summer school. I don't want to take summer school, whatever, right? And again, I was super closeted about the music stuff, still like pretty much, right? And I was sitting next to this guy called Quinn. Shout out Quinn, right? He's a chef now, so you guys should check him out. Anyways, so basically, he worked in a kitchen. That's why I'm saying that. And he had burned his hand with oil, right?
Okay.
Weird thing, right? But basically, that was the one reason that I spoke to him right next to him. And I was like, yo, shit, like how do you do that? And then one conversation led to another. And then he was saying that, oh, I would like to go into marketing, but like for food and restaurants and all that. And I was saying, oh, I wouldn't say that I wanted to be a musician. I would say I want to do marketing for music because like it's like the more reasonable thing to say, right?
Yeah.
Because I was still, again, like I didn't think...
It's this weird thing, man.
100%.
I don't know why people, it's like we have to kind of like both, it's like, dude, this is what I want to do, but I'm debating, do I say the full name? Dude, it's so crazy how we think of these stories of like, we don't want to tell someone the truth.
Exactly. But then, so like he tells me, right? Oh, no way. I know this one guy that is signed to a label in Montreal. He's my friend, which is B. Rosie. Go check out B. Rosie, Burbalicious, great album. Just saying. But yeah, and then he goes, "Oh no way, really? Like this label, whatever? Can I send my CV so I could get like a thing?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, sure." So Quinn talks to B. Rosie talks to Kyle, and then I send my CV. I get an interview, and Kyle, the first thing he tells me coming in, he was like, "The one thing that I can see about you is that you have passion, and you couldn't hide it even if you wanted to." Yeah. I was like, wow, that's such a nice thing to say. Anyways, I was the marketing intern there for like a whole summer, like a whole year, something like that. And I was like working, you know, but like, I feel like people, these days, just want to do like, this is my job description. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Don't ever say, this is not my job, I'm not paid for this. Like, don't say that. Like, to me, again, I'm here to make marketing plans, here to work with marketing. But again, like,
you could learn something here.
We have a show soon. We need someone to clean the aquarium. Like, okay, I'll do it. I'm telling you, like, it has nothing to do with music or anything.
It's just like part of it, man.
100%.
People don't understand that when you're in the environment, there's something that happens to you that if you're only closing yourself up to that spot only. I remember when I was working in TV business, it was kind of like, my job was just really to get people to put ads on TV shows. Mm-hmm. That was my job. Yeah. But I was at every event. Mm-hmm. I was pushing it. I was thinking of the ads with customers, like, how do we create an ad that's better? And I used to work with all these people, and I really gave a shit. And so all these things mattered because it was like, you know, you care about it. So it's 100%. Not just my description was this, but the amount of other stuff that was happening in the background. I did it because I liked doing it. I just wanted to be part of it. I wanted to see it all. I wanted from back to front. You know what I mean?
100%. You feel like the more you give to it, the more you get. Right? Yeah. And it's like, but yeah, again, so like I was like showing that I give like above and beyond and all that. And then just one day, so we have a lot of like stuff hung up like that, guitars and all that in the label. and there was the graphic designer that passed right next to the guitar and like was like looking at it. I was like, oh hey, do you play the guitar? And then he goes like, I dabble. And then Kyle was like sitting at the back, and he goes like, Chrbl plays the guitar, and he's gonna play for us right now. And I'm like, oh. And then so he wanted to see if I could crack under pressure, because my thing during my whole tenure as a thing, I was like, I could play to wherever, whenever you want, like just say the time. And then you know what? I was like, Chrbel's gonna play for you right now. Yeah. So I took the guitar, played one of my songs, and then they were like, okay, play one more. And then I played another song. And then he goes like, Chrbl, you're stuck in my head. I don't like this. And then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay. And then he comes to me. He was like, hey, come over. I was like, okay, what's up? He's like, can you play at Le Petit Campus on Friday? I was like, Petit Campus? Like, bro, the biggest venue I had done was like bars and open mics. Like, gonna play Petit Campus. I was like, yeah, bro. I told you I could play anywhere, anytime, to whoever. I'm ready, So Friday comes. I go play Petit Campus. And again, like, these people don't know me and nothing, and I have that one of my songs that I keep for the end every time, and I was playing it, and then the people were singing along to my songs by the end of the song, and I was like, yo, okay, let's go, right?
That is one of the best feelings in the world. That is one of the best. People that have never experienced that, even if one time I had it with like 50 people, and I could only imagine what it must have been like of like 80,000. I always think to myself, I can't imagine how someone must feel when a moment like that happens, where you kind of stop playing and you have like 60,000 people in the crowd. I remember that was always the dream, man. Yeah. Honestly, dude, my dream was having Wembley Stadium in England, because I was a big like British rock bands or whatever and all that stuff. Like singing a song that we wrote, like bam, like no music, just a cappella. So we had one small experience of that, of like 50 people in Ottawa. But it was crazy. It was like, it's such a great feeling. That's why I can't even imagine what that must feel like.
Exactly. Like it's like this thing that you wrote in like the like safety of your house, your room, or whatever you were, right? That like you're bringing out to people. It's like you're opening yourself to people. You're like showing this thing, and then they relate it. They okay. Like, just like gave back to you. And like, funny enough, that song, so I was on my dad's couch again, like back in 2017, something like that, and I thought that no one I thought that no one was home, and I was just playing the guitar and stuff, and I was like singing the song, whatever, and then my dad comes in, and I throw the guitar like I was jerking off or something, man. I was like, whoa, what are you doing here?
I swear to God, I wasn't doing it. Was that an A minor? Was that an A minor?
No, I'm saying, bro, it was so bad back then. Like, I would rather my dad catching me jerking off than playing music, bro. I was that, like, I was that scared of the songwriting, man. I was like, people can't know I write music.
It's so crazy, dude.
I'm telling you, yeah. But yeah, so basically that, and then Kyle, right after that show, he like drives me home and he goes like, hey man, we like you as a marketing intern, but we'd like to help you out with some of your music. I was like, oh, okay, yo, cool, that's great. All right, okay, whatever. And then, so that was in February of last year, right? And a year passes by. And by the way, keep in mind, Kyle in that year has done so much. Like back then, I used to wear a beanie all the time. Wait, something. I used to wear this beanie. All the time, bro. Look at this shit, bro. Like, I can't believe I used to, bro. Please look at me. I wanted this to be my brand. Imagine me on your show right now wearing this, bro.
Right now, I feel like we're going to go do some work outside.
I'm telling you, bro.
I feel like we're going and do some work. Like, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time drinking beers and shit, but we have, like, some work to do.
I'm telling you. Yo, Kyle wants me to burn this beanie. I guess we'll never know, but, like, I'm keeping it a souvenir. But anyways, it's right here. But basically, what in this whole year, right? So February, and then around Christmas, I go back to Lebanon. I was going back to Lebanon. And again, like, in Lebanon, barely any people know that I do music, right? Because it's like the people that knew like me from back home, right? I really came out of my shell in Canada when I came to Canada, right? And I was like, let me do a show in Lebanon. So I booked a show in Lebanon, and I
saw that.
Yes,
exactly. It was fucking nice, man.
Yes, sir, man. I was mind blown. Sold out the place. The place was sold out, man. Everyone was there and all that. And it was like these people that got to that got to see who I became, right? And and again there too, like, man, people from my childhood that knew me as like not Chrbl, but like as Chrbl, which by the way is gonna make sense later. Like seeing who I was, right? That was so my show was on January 3rd, right? On December 25th, Christmas Day, right? Kyle calls me. I'm like, oh, okay, probably call me to say like, oh, Merry Christmas and whatever. He calls me and goes like, hey, Merry Christmas, buddy. We're gonna sign you. I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, yeah, we're gonna sign you to a contract. Congrats. I'm like, oh, yo, what? No way. And it's just like, it's crazy. But why am I telling this story? Because there in Lebanon, right? I was playing a show and there was this song that I wrote about my grandma that I had never met, which is my dad's mother. And she died very young when my dad was 20 or like around my age and that. And I wrote the song 4 years ago. And around that time, I had applied for Concordia to come. By the way, you go to Concordia. To come to Concordia. And we got that email that says, oh, your file has been closed because we didn't receive all your documents, being my like passport or something, because like one of the mails got lost in junk. And we panicked that night. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck, you know. And man, we just sent an email and all that. And the next morning, I get an email that goes like, you've been accepted to Concordia and all that. And apparently my dad that night apparently spoke to his mother and it was like, if it's good for him, if it's what should happen, let it happen.
Amen.
And
that's
man,
what you need. That's what you need.
And man, a full circle moment, because like had I never went to Canada, I would have never met Kyle. And right now I have an album coming soon, right? That has that song on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's so full circle. It's just crazy. Like, you know, like.
But it sounds like, dude, it sounds like there's a lot that's happening. Like in a sense of that, like you were saying, these moments, all these things. One thing that I have to ask you is that, you know, you're going on stage, and I know that you wrote speech therapist, on it, right?
Yes.
How hard was it for you to get over that?
Man, I don't know. You know, it's so crazy for me. Like, I'm someone who stutters, but that's passionate about public speaking. I don't know how.
But dude, that to me
you know?
is it's no. But I'm being honest. Because there's the music side to it, but then there's a side of every time how many people are just afraid of getting on stage. But then you know that there's something there that like there's a physical thing, and you're like, fuck it, I'm still doing it and doing it. Like, dude, how did you get over that? Or did you ever have to get over it? You just fucking said, I don't care from day one?
Man, the thing is, I don't know what it is with music. Maybe that's why I went to like songwriting at first, because it's impossible for me to stutter when I sing. I don't know what it is.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane. I don't know.
I don't know if it's that to me is fucked up.
I know. Like,
that's an amazing story to like to feel that, you know, there's something that you think like your instrument is your voice. Yet there's this issue outside of singing with the stuttering. Not an issue, I mean a bad way, but I'm just trying to say is like that's usually a hurdle that people would stop them from wanting to sing. And for you went the opposite.
Yeah, man.
Dude, so when you started singing and you didn't stutter, what was going on in your head?
Man, I just, it felt so freaking, bro, because I'm so jealous of people who can speak properly but are afraid to do it. Like me, okay.
Yeah, dude.
As a songwriter, okay. I believe, like, my whole life, okay, why do I have such a strong vocabulary and good in songwriting? Because one of my methods to not stutter, when I'm about to stutter, I think of a different word to say that matches that thing, right? So, for example, I would, like, change the sentence, find, like synonyms for it, right? And that helped me so much in songwriting, because like you just need to find a different way to say things, and it's gonna, you know, like.
Wow, I didn't. That's amazing. You know? That the other word that you were thinking of is actually growing your vocabulary
100%
constantly.
Yeah, because like you need to learn new words, because if not, like I had to know more words. If not, I would just keep like stuttering on these words. Like I had to switch on words. 100%.
You have a backup. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I never knew that. Like I never heard that as a reason.
100%. Like so that's how it is. Because to me, songwriting, man, it's so simple. This is this beer, right? It's just the way you look at the beer, man. You could say like you could look at it that way. You could look at it this way, blah, blah. And you're still saying the same thing, but it's just how you're saying it. Exactly. And I feel like stuttering made me a good songwriter. That's what I think it is. I'm saying it. Yeah,
hey man, but that's a great, like that's a great storyline to something that a lot of people, like you were saying, how many people don't have to deal with that and are terrified of going on stage,
Yeah.
and how many people don't want to do this, and it's funny. You decided to go in the type of music that is only their voice.
Yeah.
You're not even in an overproduced type of music where your
you cannot
voice is,
hide anything.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that like, to me, that's a mindfuck, because you've literally said, I'm exposing literally the thing that if for most people would not even want to even start this.
You know, because we go back to the thing that you need that delusion, right? You need that, right? And to me, I will never think, or I'll never like think of myself, oh, my name is Chrbl, I stutter. It's not part of my personality for me, right? It's not part of me. Like, you know, yes, it is, and we know it is. But it's this thing, it's like how, don't say that you're stupid. Don't call yourself things. Because like your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's a joke, right? And I strongly believe that, man, you know? And that came from my mom. Like, I remember, okay, so my mom came to see my show in Lebanon, okay? And I talk shit, I talk shit when I'm on stage, right? And my mom, a very strong opinionated Lebanese woman, right?
Like, is there any other kind of Lebanese woman?
I was like, Mom, I might say some bad things about myself on stage. Do not stand up and say, don't say bad things about yourself. Yeah. Do not do that. Right? So, but that comes from there, I think, right? Yeah. And I feel like you shouldn't box yourself as something. I'm telling you, delusion is the way to go.
But no, it's true though, like, because everyone is going to tell you one thing based on what they see, but they have no clue who you are. Yeah. They don't know anything. They're just seeing this one aspect and 100%. They're judging you by it.
100%.
And then all of a sudden, you know, that storyline could be very, you know, there could be two completely different storylines where one is, fuck it, like, I'm going to do this and I don't care, the delusional, where everyone says you're crazy. And then there's the line that says, oh, this is what they say I am, so I should be this.
But that's the thing.
You know, so you chose the delusion, but the delusion was the right way to go, because you have to believe in something. If you don't believe, then you've given up from day one.
If you don't believe in yourself, I think that my fear that I had at the bus, when I was waiting for the bus, would happen. Because, man, like your quote right here, be yourself, everyone else is already taken.
Yeah.
Because, man, like, to me, okay, so many people can sing. So many people can play the guitar better than me and can, like, sing better. You know, like, better than, I'm sure of it. But it's like, what makes you unique? And I'm not saying that my songs are great or my song is the best song that ever, but no one can write my songs because they're my song. It's about me. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, you know?
This is, dude, I hear these people sometimes, and you worked in marketing.
Yeah.
People are like, I hired these people to help me figure out my brand.
Okay.
I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you are? Like, why are you hiring someone that's going to meet you for an hour to tell you what your business is going to be about? Who are you? Like, who are you that I find, like, if you can't represent, if you don't know yourself, then how can I know your business? Yeah. How can I know your song? How can I know, like, go into yourself, be you, and chances are we'll probably like you more
100%.
If you're actually you versus you trying to be whatever it is that someone else is always trying to tell you. Like, and so when I hear people like, I need to hire a brand manager. What? Why don't you just do you, bro? Like, there's so many other people that are going to sound exactly the same, that if you just sound like you and not care, do what you got to do, chances are there'll be a market for it.
100%.
There'll be a market.
100%. One person in all these people in the world is going to like your music.
There's at least one person.
There's going to be that one person.
And if you like doing what you're doing, then it's up to you to say, like, do I even care if anyone likes it?
100%.
That's kind of the model that I had with this show was, look, if someone listens, great. If they don't, I'm still going to look back and say,
man, having conversations, beers, you know?
I'm meeting people, I'm having a great time doing all that stuff. So the benefit of it is, okay, people do like it. Oh, that's fucking great. Fantastic. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I remember when I saw this pin here, whatever, this magnet, I was like, I saw this years ago. I bought it and I just kept it in my drawer. And I always had it out, like even at work. I was like, dude, don't try to be all these other people. Like just be you at your work 100%. And do whatever it is. And it's going to work out somehow.
100%, you know? But about the branding thing, I think that be yourself, but like we have so many layers that like we try to hide it. And like when there's this stage that I think everyone needs to go through in life, at least to become like who you want to be. It's like you need to meet yourself. You don't know yourself. You need to meet yourself, you know? And it's such a scary time. Okay, me, how it happened. Okay, so my whole life, I played basketball. I was like a basketball player in school, and it was like 8 days a week. Like that was it. Like that was it for me, whatever. And then I was like, I'm not going to go far in basketball. Like I'm any run-of-the-mill person. But then I ripped my meniscus, and it had me sitting in my room for like a long time. And you're 18 years old, and you're sitting in a room, and I'm like, I can't do the basic thing of walking. And it makes you think and think and think about yourself and all that. Like, sure, you don't have to go through this like not walking phase, but like just like meeting yourself, right? Because it would like strip down all these layers of yourself. Then it would come to this like right on the nose branding, which is stuttering made me a better songwriter. Here it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You strip it down. Like, you know, I had never thought of this before. By the way, just saying, we just like stripped it down together and we came up to that sentence. Stuttering made me a better songwriter. So thank you for that. I just want to say. So yeah. Use it for a song. I will. No, but yeah. And about like brand stuff like that, to me, I feel like there's these like two people, right? There's like Chrbl, which is Charbl, and Chrbl, Chrbl. Yeah. Right? Without the vowels. So follow me at without the vowels. But basically, right, there's like the guy that you would like, that would like people would see, the person that would like go by like the standards of who you should be or like who you, right? And then there's Chrbl that would like embrace everything that was given to him and not suppress it and take it. And then sure, it was super scary at times, but like it's like you reach this threshold where like sure there's like this pressure, and then the like threshold that you break, that like you start to mold into this like thing that like you didn't know you could be, but like wow, I'm like, wow, this is who I want to be, this is who I should be, you know? So yeah.
You know, it's funny you said that there was that moment, and so there was that thing that had kind of triggered it. Everyone that I've ever spoken to that finally started making that idea that I just got to be me, man. Yeah. I just got to be me, always has that point of like a break. Yep. Because the break is the only time, like you were talking about the meniscus, right? At 18, for me, it was my divorce. When I had my divorce at 32 or whatever it was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. It was like an injury in a sense, you know? It was like, I didn't see, it was, I'm in the middle of a game and I just broke my knee. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see that coming. I thought I was going to play the rest of this game, you know?
100%.
And so all of a sudden, I remember that to me, it was the same idea. I was like, holy fuck, what just happened? And then it was kind of like, wait a minute. Why did this happen? You know, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm not the best at that. And I, you know, all these stupidities. 100%. And then you're going back and forth and you're like, okay, so now that I kind of flushed out all the shit that was really going on in my head, you know, I'm still here.
100%.
So what do I want to do now? And I think that's the follow-up question that a lot of times people might not ask themselves is, okay, now that I know all this shit about me, this is who I am, this is what I've done, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? Like 100%. I could stay like this. Yeah. That is an option. Or what is the vision? I remember this is what happened to me, was what is the vision that I have for myself?
100%. But you see, like
the real one in all aspects, physically, emotionally, like, you know, the hair thing, when we were talking about the hair thing. Yeah. Dude, it was like, you know, it was like, I know I'm losing my hair. Dude, I got to shave my fucking head. And
I'm going to do it before it happens.
I'm going to do it
with my own hands.
I'm shaving because I want to shave it.
100%.
Not because I'm like embarrassed now. I'm shaving. I was like, I made the decision. I remember I started seeing the hairlines, dude, going up. And I was like, oh, no, you got to be fucking kidding me.
And then all of a sudden, again, your boys. Yeah, oh my God, bro. Okay, I just want to say this. Okay. Shout out, always, bro. Like the boys are always going to rip you. Shout out my boy, Andrew. It was his birthday yesterday. I just want to say, okay, hear me out. He was telling people, I will pay you $100 if you spit in the thing. Like, what is it called? The bald spot here. bro, I would lose my mind, bro. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
I was building an island over here.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going up. Dude, it was going up. And I remember I looked at myself in the mirror and I had long hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, man. Like as it was starting to come up and then maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But dude, the way I saw it.
Yeah.
The way I saw it in my mind was like, oh my God, it's all gone, you know?
But that's
it's a lonely
part.
island, you know?
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, and I remember, but in the end, like, you're worried about what everyone's going to think, but I remember distinctly taking that razor the first time, dude, and shaving my head off.
Yeah.
And then I looked and I was like, oh, you look pretty good, actually.
No,
You know?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It doesn't look so bad. And, you know, and then I remember I was like, okay, I think I'm actually cool with this. And then it was like this whole weird process of, like we were saying, man, I like fucking being bald now. Like I can't picture myself
like, I would never
with hair.
The one thing for me, okay, so my passport started in 2020, and now it's like 2024, and it ends at in 2030. So
you have hair in that
bro,
one?
what do you mean? It's a different person every time. Like, sorry, do you have a different piece of ID? I'm like, bro,
100%.
It's like full head of hair, goatee. I'm like, yo, I'm like, goddamn. I'll like show you the picture.
Yeah, you gotta send me that picture. We're gonna put it up.
I'm gonna put it up.
Chris, bro, you're gonna put his picture here.
Yo, it's a different person. That's not me, bro. Oh, damn. Yeah.
So okay, so man, and I'm happy we went into that because I feel like there's a lot to that really helped make more sense of even why stripping down the rawness and all that.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you're working on now that you're like really passionate about, that you're really kind of like excited about, I guess would be the word?
Well, I would say, like, man, I've been working on this since like.
What's this?
This like music.
Okay.
This is what I'm about to say, right? So,
I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
Since the bus story, right? I've been working on leaving my mark on the world, and I've been working on releasing music, and now with the help of Honorable Records and everyone there, right? And by the way, this is a Dead Man Walking exclusive. First time ever we're saying it. On July 20th, my first EP entitled A, the letter A, right, is coming out. So we hope you're going to check it out. And there's going to be, of course, an album release party. An EP release party. So hopefully you guys could be there. We'll let you know. But
sure.
so that's what I'm working on. But if you want my goals, actually, my goal, man, is to stutter on Jimmy Fallon. That is
my show's
goal,
not good
man.
enough for you?
No.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck that, Chris. Scratch out all this shit. Fuck his EP. My show's not good. Get out of here,
bro. Okay, so me and Stefan are gonna go up to Jimmy Fallon. Fuck you, Jimmy Fallon.
And I'll let you stutter, and I'm just like, fuck you, Jimmy Fallon. Fuck you, man.
No, but like, which is basically what I mean is that like, I came so long, like this far with the stutter, that I don't want to lose it anymore, man. You know, because everyone that makes it is like telling you like, oh, I used to stutter, but now I'm here and I don't stutter anymore. To me, it's like I want to be wherever like that place is, right? Yeah. And stutter. Like I want to show people that like, oh, like it's okay. Like look at this.
It
like,
didn't stop this.
It didn't stop me, right? Yeah. Like I want whoever is at home and who thinks he can't do it will look like, well, damn, this dude is stuttering, embarrassing himself, like whole mouth open, like, you know, like this, bro, and just like, okay.
It's not the end of the fucking world, bro. Just move on. Like I know, but not to you, but I'm saying to the audience. It's like it doesn't matter. There's a song here. You know what I mean? Yeah,
man, yo, take L's. Lose. It's not losing, it's learning. It's super cliche, but like it's a cliche for a reason, man. Cliches are a cliche for a reason.
It's a cliche because at a certain point, it's real.
Yeah, it's real. Cliche are cliche for a reason. Anyway, so yeah, that's my goal. Fuck you, Jimmy. No, just kidding. I'm never gonna say that.
And I just want to close out. I was like, fuck you, Jimmy. No, man, but that's cool. And
my God,
I see like even the support coming your way. And I really, you know, I think one of the things that I liked about it too, when Kyle had sent me, he's like, hey man, what do you think about maybe Chanel,
Chrbl.
I call you Chanel, you know, and
the beers.
The beers. And so I'm like, I always feel like I need to hear the song. I need to enjoy the song. If I don't like what I'm fucking hearing, and not in a mean way, but I don't want to talk to you.
No, but I'm flattered. I'm flattered that I'm here.
No, I'm being honest because I'm like, I'm not doing this show for like I want to meet people that I find are interesting. And so to me, I like the song. But then when I saw, I remember the thing of the speech therapist. I think to me, I laughed, you know, and I said, okay, there's humor in this too. You know what I mean? There's fun. There's an element of this person that is doing this no matter what. 100%. And I think that's the part that I like the most.
Thank you, man.
And so, and hearing that, you know, there's all this stuff happening. There's guys like Kyle that are working behind you to help out, and the whole group at Honor Roll. Like it's fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming your way. There might be parts of this episode that I don't know got lost because it's fucking recording. But
so you know.
But I know that's all that matters.
Exactly.
And we'll fill in the blanks somehow.
Yes, sir.
But dude, on my end, it was a pleasure having you on. And I don't know, man. How do you, for you, like, what do you want anyone that's watching here right now to know?
Yo, anyone that's okay. I'm gonna say one last story. Okay, when I ripped my meniscus,
you have 1 minute.
Sure, I was like finding myself.
Time,
like, sure, I was finding myself in music and all that, but man, I ripped my meniscus, and I was like, I'm gonna go still play basketball. Like, I was like signing up for like private basketball classes, whatever, like with a coach day in, day out, and all that. And then like, you're gonna think sometimes a thing is for you, and you're gonna force yourself of thinking like, oh, that thing is for you, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I never thought I would be doing like an acoustic me myself singing, you know, just like folk, if you want, or like folk rock, whatever it's called, right? It comes to you, man. It's like, but like, put yourself out there. As long as you put yourself out there, you try things, you put yourself out of your comfort zone, man. Like, I'm telling you, I'm a dude who stutters and likes public speaking. Yo, like,
that shit.
It doesn't get, like, you can't make this shit up, bro. Like, you know, like, I'm telling you, like, man, just go. Put yourself out there. It's going to come to you.
You know, it's funny. You know, before now, I have another story to add on to that. You remind me of one of my past guests. His name was Xander, that he had been playing baseball. And he had reached the point of, like, he knew he had won this huge championship, like the Canadian championship, huge fucking like accomplishment. Like the next level is you're working for the majors now.
Okay.
And so he just won that championship, and he knew, I think I'm done.
Oh,
like so him, it wasn't an injury, so he had that kind of like that awakening, but in success.
Yeah.
So there's not always, like, you know what we were saying earlier, it's not always like you have to be hurt for this to happen.
True.
But sometimes it's just like there's something that it's calling you, and you can't be deaf, I guess, to it, because there's this weird thing that just it tells you, like, in that moment, like, maybe you had a hard time believing also, but maybe basketball wasn't something that, you know, we don't know, right? And and for him, the fact that same concept, but in the opposite, he was in success, and he realized that there was no satisfaction in the success. So it's like a weird thing that there's a weird calling when you know something is there.
100%. It just...
no, we said it was over. We fucking said it was over.
No, but like, to put it that way, it's like yourself wants to meet you. There's the person inside you wants to meet you. Don't close your ears. Listen to them. Meet them. It's gonna be scary, but as soon as you meet each other and you get comfortable with each other, bro, you're two people now going through life. It's even better.
Yeah, dude, that's a great way of looking at it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's honestly, you're not alone, man.
Yeah, you're not alone,
There's going to be
bro.
those two people. There's the
100%.
one side of you that doesn't believe, the other side that does.
Exactly.
How do you work together?
Exactly. 100%. Because sure, you want one that's like a dreamer and one that's realistic. And then they push each other and you're here. You're in reality and you're actually working towards it, right? Because I feel, to me, where that comes for me, it's like my dad is like a like lawyer, super like you know?
Yeah.
And like my mom is like a like big dreamer, you know? She's big and stuff like, right? And I feel like I've been pushed in both ends of the thing that I came in the middle. And that's Chrbl and Chrbl, you know, like these two people, right? So
that's awesome. Man.
Yeah, basically, meet yourself. Boom. Chrbl, without the vowels on Instagram. Follow me.
that was really the end now. That was a great ending. We are not adding anything to this fucking recipe.
Done. Well,
dude, that's it.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, man. Cheers. Thank you for coming on. I really
course,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
Check out his stuff, man, whenever it comes out.
Yes, sir. July 20th. Bro.
That was awesome, man.
Thank you so much, bro.
Hey, thanks for checking out the show. It's been awesome working on this project. And if you like it, tell a friend. And if you want to support the show, you can by 1, subscribing and liking our YouTube channel at the DMW Podcast. 2, you can go to our website and sign up to our mailing list at the dmwpodcast.com. And 3, you can follow us on Instagram at the DMW Podcast. Thanks again for all of your support. My name is Stef, and this is the Dead Man Walking Podcast.